After a few weeks of being in the army, I know one thing. This job is not an easy task. The commander gives me orders all the time. One time I'm supposed to patrol the street. Another time I shovel snow at the entrance to the tower. Cargo inspection at the port is also important. The weapon rack must always be complete and ready. Fortunately, sometimes there are moments of peace, and I can warm my hands. This city is safe on my watch. I hope so. Welcome to my channel. Today you will see episode 6 of this series. Winter in the Raven's Wharf is my biggest castle project yet. Construction has been going on several months, but we are slowly approaching to the final. Today you will see the main tower of this diorama, which will be the tallest thing in this MOC. In this episode I will finish building the second base plate. This means that in the next episode I will start the last part of this project. Let's leave the details for the end, and let's get started this episode. This is the 6th episode. My longest running series was The Black Serpent. I had 7 episodes there. Now there will be probably 8 or 9. This is quite a lot, but the MOC is also very large. I think I have about 20,000 parts here, maybe even more, because the water itself contains a lot of them. If you are here for the first time and want to see the previous stages of construction and construction techniques, I encourage you to watch the previous episodes. I would like to remind you that the instruction for my ship is available on Rebrickable.com. Details in the description of this video. I bought some new parts on Bricklink. I will need many of them to build the last base plate. So I have 6x10 light bluish grey plates, 2x4 plates, quarter tiles, 2x1 rounded plates, reddish brown jumpers, and rails, black fences for windows, and many white parts, plates and tiles. And finally an extra seal from my local store. Thanks a lot, man! This time I will start the episode differently. I recently bought some torsos, so I made some new minifigures. These are simple figures, just ordinary workers. It's hard to come up with something else when there are only few torsos that match castle. In my case I will need a lot of workers, so that many figures will be useful in my city. I also made 2 other figures, little girl and some wanderer. Maybe it's her father. I need to buy more hands for my minifigs in dark brown color, as gloves. It's winter here after all. Of course I start building the main tower from the base. As a reminder, its dimensions are 18 by 20 stats. That's quite a lot. Time for the first detail, the door. I made them using the stunt technique, and they are 7 stats high. This is bigger than the doors I built before. There are some stats on the sides. I want to add a tip about tiles here. I think it looks very cool. And now we can move on to the next stage. The door is ready, so it's time for a small detail. The entrance to the tower must be lit, so I'll add some torches here. They are similar to my The Siege of Bricks MOC, but now you can see how they are built. There is 1x1 Technic brick, Technic pin and small bar inside, size 2. I already have a small fragment of the tower, so let's see what it looks like on the base plate. The tower goes to the distinguished place. I combine everything into 4 jumpers and it's ready. A lot of grey for now, but don't worry. Once the details and features are added, it will be fine. It's time for another detail. I built a weapon rack like this. I will place it to the right side of the tower, so that the knights will be close to it. Simple and small design, but always something interesting, right? Now I can go back to building the tower. I've built the first level, and we can stop here for a while. From now on, the tower will gain a new look. I added the slopes on the left and right sides. There will be a recess here for 1 stat. Building this element wasn't easy. I had to make many versions before I managed to fit it perfectly. The slopes is mounted on hinges and clips. I think it looks very cool. Now I can continue laying bricks. I've reached the stage where I'm starting building windows. They will be similar style as I did in first house. I use classic black fences here. See what such a single fragment looks like. I added two 1x1 bricks here to cover the gap at the bottom. I built the window a bit differently from the top. I don't want holes in the plates to be visible from the bottom. That's why I made such fragments here on brackets. The tower will be tall, so I'll make 3 levels of such windows. Sometime later I'll start building pennants for the Raven Knights. I will make them on both sides of my tower. They are not ready yet, but I want to show you how to mount the shields. This technique was necessary, because such tiles don't exist in yellow color. I think it looks good, so I just keep building. I made another minifigure. For the first time, the second fraction will appear in my diorama. They will be forest men, and they have a certain mysterious task. At the top I installed the rope, by which thieves will climb the tower. There is already one minifigure inside, checking what can be taken. I think it's pretty cool idea for my medieval city. I slowly approaching the top of my tower. Before I start building the roof, I need to finish the sides. As you can see, I made these arches here. There will be another one in the middle. I made such little windows with G-slopes. I think they look cool and are a nice detail. And finally, I built the upper part of this tower. I thought about the shape for a long time. I didn't want to make another roof in the same style as in the previous MOCs, the siege of bricks or tricky ambush. This time I did something completely different. The inspiration was my hometown, Olsztyn, and the monument, the High Gate. There are a lot of stairs here that connect at the top. I don't know if this form has a specific name, but I like it very much. It's time for the last element of my tower, the roof. This is a very similar construction to my houses. Fortunately, I didn't have to focus on the sides of the roof, because they would cover it by the wall. There is a lot of snow on the roof, which looks very nice, although its construction is very time consuming. This is what my tower looks like with the roof. It turned out bigger than I expected, but I really like it. Now I'll add it to my diorama. Let's see what the whole thing looks like. Looks great, I'm very happy with it. The tower is ready, so it's time for sum up this episode and discuss the future plans. I've already built a lot, and there will be even more. I'm slowly approaching to the end of construction, and I hope that everything will be ready soon, because I want to take this MOC to upcoming exhibition in November. The next plans are the third and the last base plate. I also add some new details. Then in the final episode I want to build the last house and add all the minifigures and details. Let me know in the comments how you like this episode. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye!